Since the overdose rate shows no signs of slowing down, one local neighborhood is taking it upon itself to combat the epidemic.
People are being trained to use Narcan. Local 12's Anjanette Levy is in Mount Washington for us tonight with the story. Anjanette?
Well, Rob, we're along Beachmont Avenue here in Mount Washington, and there are a group of residents here who've been very concerned about this epidemic and looking for ways to help addicts. Tonight, they hosted a meeting where people were given these Narcan kits after being taught how to use them properly.
Notice it says most effective when used short term.
An overflow crowd learning about opioids and how someone becomes addicted. Vicky and Jim Paskal came to this meeting because they wanted to learn how to use Narcan, the antidote to an overdose.
We know it's an epidemic, and it's sad.
It's gotten bad over here, you know, and we've seen a couple overdoses in my parking lot.
Talbert House hands out the Narcan kits free. In Mount Washington, a group called Mount Washington Cares has met monthly to try to find ways to fight the heroin epidemic. This training is one way they're doing it.
We know that a lot of people who overdose in Mount Washington are not residents here, and so we know there's trafficking going on here, and that's where the people will immediately use after they obtain a buy.
Sheryl Arbogast says a couple of people have overdosed in the neighborhood just this past week. The hope is that people who have the Narcan kits will be able to save lives.
Like, we need to get more involved, and we want to make sure that we're helping if need be.
And it was a really good crowd at this meeting tonight, and it wasn't just people from Mount Washington. They opened up this meeting to people from the East End and Madisonville, and this was actually the second training that they've held here in Mount Washington. They had such a huge response to the first meeting, they decided they needed to hold a second. Reporting live in Mount Washington, Anjanette Levy, Local 12 News. Rob, back to you.
Anjanette, thanks very much. Talbert House has conducted these training sessions in several neighborhoods throughout the city. Grant money pays for the Narcan kits.